I'll say I'm not talking about anybody that's not here, just so y'all know. All right, so I'll save everybody's questions and get to your next one. All right, go ahead.
But this has still been a crazy December for you. I mean, December's crazy for all coaching staffs. When you lose a guard and you got to replace him and all that stuff that's got to go on. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. It's great. We had a great practice today. I kind of focus on the things that we can control, and we got a great couple of days already under our belt as far as preparation is concerned. And I was able to go out the last 2 weeks and see every player that is that's high school wise that's coming in at mid-year. So that was a lot of fun to travel around the country and see where they where they grew up and where they're from. And we got a great group of high school players combined with a few transfers that'll be coming in January, mid-January. So it's a really exciting time. It's an exciting time to, I think we have 18 graduates that are going to participate in the ball game. And so that was really cool. We have a few guys that graduate today, and a few guys that are still taking finals. And so helping the players finish strong in the classroom is what we've been doing academically, getting them prepared to have a great week and finishing their finals. And again, I think today was practice number 5 for us. We had a few practices the first week, a couple practices this last week, and then we'll go 5 straight days here in preparation for Arizona, and then let them off for a few days, and then circle back and get here and head on down on the 24th. So again, got a lot of enthusiasm and energy, excitement, and opportunity to win 11 games against a really good Arizona team. And we've done our homework. This is a really good football team. They lost in overtime at Mississippi State. They lost in triple overtime to Southern Cal, and they lost by a touchdown to an undefeated 13-0 Washington team. And so that's their 3 losses. I think they have 8 players that have ever been to a bowl game. So they haven't been to, Arizona hasn't been to a bowl game since 17, but only 8 players on their roster. So they had 110, and they've got 102 guys that have never been to a bowl game. So they'll be excited and to be there. I think they had one gentleman that opted out, their left tackle, and otherwise up to this point, I think everybody on their depth chart will be in San Antonio. So great, it's a great venue. They run the game first class. I was in the game in 1998 and was back there again in 2007. And we're thrilled to be there and thrilled to go compete again with this team one last time. And got several new guys will be playing a bigger role, and that's exciting to me. And they got to learn how to play, and the way you learn how to play and improve and get better is by playing. So that's where we're focused, right now.
Brent, this time last week, you didn't know if Danny was going to be back. Can you kind of take us through that back and forth process and the conversations you had with him?
Yeah, I know he spoke about it. I think Steve, he's interviewed with y'all several times, and again, it's really exactly what they've said. I'm here to be a vessel and a piece, of the process when they see fit. These are life-changing kind of decisions. A lot goes into it. I'm here to help however I can. Here to support the guys and whatever they decide to do. And I think Danny's focused on all the things that he's already said. He's coming back. And Danny, as y'all know, when it's time to work, there's nobody that's more committed. And he knows he's got work to do. He's trying to improve his opportunity. You get one opportunity to go to the NFL, the toughest league on the planet, and so you don't want to go kind of prepared. You wouldn't show up to a Saturday game if you didn't practice on Monday and Tuesday. You got to put all the work in, be as prepared as you can possibly be, and I think that's amongst other reasons. He wants to, finish college. He wants to have, his degree in hand. He wants to be a senior. He wants to lead and help us transition going to the SEC. There's, like I said, I want to speak for him. I know he has spoken, and we're excited to have him back, and we're committed to helping him every step of the way, giving him an opportunity to continue to get better. And that's the thing that I love about Danny. He's hungry. He's never satisfied. He recognizes where he wants to make some improvement, and he'll be committed to do so. But he's a leader. There's an emotional part of him that other guys can step up, and they will when that day comes. But he brings a lot to the table.
Brent, it's not just Danny, Billy, Dejon, Jacob, Ethan. What does that mean to have all those guys coming back headed with the year you're going to have now?
Well, my experience has been, and the the older you are, the more you've played, the better you play, you know. And guys that are playing that 4th or that 5th or that 6th year, they just play more consistently. Their focus is a little different. They don't get as distracted. These guys are coming back and they're focused on mission, you know, the mission of this program, and certainly on the team and then themselves. And so it's a very committed group of guys. Again, Ethan, DT, you know, Lacey, Billy, Danny, amongst others. That's a great group of guys. They're incredibly committed. They love the locker room. They love each other. They love to compete, and they like to work. And that's a great recipe. So transitioning-wise, we have some, you know, good. All 3 levels have a good deal of experience coming back, and again, with the guys that with the right leadership and the right focus.
Brent, you talk about recruiting. I know obviously you've been recruiting to the SEC since you got here, but how different is that dynamic? You're recruiting to that league,
to me,
and coming up with that first official.
So again, you always want to play. You want great competitive depth. You know, you want to be strong and physical. That's the name of the game. So it's not the SEC of those things. There's great skill. There's great depth. The lines of scrimmage are a real thing. But I mean, if you've been coaching football, offense or defense, you're going to try to build your team or your program in your locker room on the lines of scrimmage and dominating there first. You usually don't get whooped at the line of scrimmage and then win most games. It's actually the opposite. So that's going to be a challenge, and it's you know, being as big and strong and fast and instinctive and skilled as we can possibly be at all 3 levels, on all 3 phases rather. And again, it's a process, and you're never going to go in there like, oh man, we got it. You know, we're exactly where, you know, we want to be someday. You're always going to want for more, and you're always going to build. Again, as I've said before, it's never going to be good enough. But I like where we're at, but we got a lot of work to do, a lot of improvement to do. That's what these next, you know, 10 practices are going to be about, is improving and trying to be good in this moment, and then that moment will come, and hopefully all that has a cumulative effect to it as well as we develop and recruit and develop, you know, the guys that are here and coach and develop the guys that we're recruiting. And again, I think that we've recruited a really mature group of young players, and again, a few guys that we get in the portal are guys that align with the values that we've talked about, you know, for the last 25 months. Guys that have a blue-collar mindset, they value education, they're going to run towards accountability and discipline. They have a great deal of toughness to them, and they want to be a great teammate, and they know that they're going to be expected to leave a deposit and to be a giver and a doer, not just a taker. And so if they're not interested in that, this isn't the spot for them. And so that process will probably carry on for several weeks.
Brent, in your offensive line, you'd have to make a couple of changes. So who are some of the young guys, the guys you're going to count on in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's the guys you know. Again, we got Walter Rouse and McCade, you know, Troy Everett, you know, amongst others. And then we got Jacob Sexton, you know, started the last couple of games and has done a really, really nice job in the role that he's played in. You know, Caleb Schaefer and Josh Bates, some of the young guys that have an opportunity as well. Jake Taylor. And again, we've got several good players that we recruited. Well, I mean, these are guys that are certainly going to be part of the depth, and you know, we're really excited about that group of freshmen that, you know, most of them redshirted. And it's a really good group. They're physical, they're athletic, they're talented. There's Ida, that's Bates. That's a really, really good group of freshmen. Probably left somebody off, but really good group.
Brent, you're going to sign a class of scholarship guys next week, but preferred walk-ons. How has your approach there changed over the last 25 months, and how does NIL impact the kind of guys you can get?
Again, I think just showing that, look, there's guys on the team that have earned scholarships, that have earned opportunity. We're going to value production, and regardless if you're a walk-on or you're a scholarship, or you're a no-star or you're a 5-star. We're going to treat everybody the same. Everybody's going to have the same opportunity. Everybody's going to have the same value. I think there's a holistic approach that's attractive to both scholarship and non-scholarship players. In regards to the walk-ons and the roster, we're always trying to get better. You know, you can't just be a walk-on or a scholarship guy and just hang out. Everybody is held accountable. Everybody has a role, and it's all important. So it's not just hanging out and then showing up on the sideline and wearing the jersey. It's a lot deeper than that. And my job is to, make sure that everybody's bringing value. My job is to bring in the most competitive roster that I can. And I tell the starters, the scholarship guys, the guys that play, my job is to find somebody better than you. And your job is to compete with them. When you leave Oklahoma and you're in the workplace, you're in a locker room in the NFL, it's going to be the same thing. It gets even harder. Here you might have a little more grace than the outside world. And so that's what it should always be about for everybody. Everybody should be pushing and striving to get better. And so I'm constantly evaluating that too. Guys that are here already, guys that we're bringing in, are these guys that are going to be hungry, self-driven, self-motivated, ambitious, got something to prove. Are they going to bring value? And then once they're here, are they going to sustain that? And when guys relax and put one hand on the wheel and take things for granted and get complacent and feel entitled, then sometimes it needs to. Guys need a fresh start, and so there is no coach and there's no player that's entitled to be here. This is Oklahoma, and so we should all have a great appreciation and respect for our opportunity to be here. It's a special place.
Does NIL and the ability to cover academic things or whatever you guys can help in terms of the quality of the players you can get?
Yeah, but you gotta earn everything. So I'm sure anytime you can have more money in your pocket. I took out student loans. That was my NIL. I got a scholarship. My mom couldn't give me any money, so I took out student loans and paid them back until I was 37 years old. That was my NIL. So having some money in your pocket helps in every way. People have cars. They got to pay insurance. Maybe you got to help out at home. You need stuff. So again, the NIL is a great space. Take advantage of it the best you can, but not get distracted by it, and know that the real return on investment, ROI, is getting my degree, becoming a strong man, having a great college experience, learning, what facing adversity looks like, and being a part of a team, and creating value for yourself, and again, make networking, and so obviously our sole mission does all those things. That's part of NIL. It's financial literacy, it's career development. We had 38 companies from around the country here, a week ago. And our guys have an opportunity to network and create opportunities through the University of Oklahoma, and to be able to create, a pathway, carve a path for what they want the rest of their life to look like. Because the game don't last long. And again, this is a short period of their life. And really, in a vapor, it's all gone. And so, to me, becoming, a strong competitor, a leader, again, a great husband and father, leader, all those things, you're acquiring a tool belt here that's going to help you for the rest of your life. There's got to be an eternal mindset to all of it. And so that's all part of the NIL, and I think it's very attractive, whether you're going on taking guys to Hawaii over spring break, or going to, Johannesburg and Rio de Janeiro in May. Or again, last spring we had 44 players do paid micro internships, making money but earning it. Like, you got to take time. This money doesn't just fall out of the sky, man. This is it takes what it takes, it costs what it takes, and you got to pay a price for it. And so these guys, our job is to help them mature and learn to fight for everything that they're going to get. And as I told them today, I've had to earn everything I've been given in my life. And I've been a great example of loyalty, patience, of doing the uncommon thing, not taking the, whether it's the interview or the better title or more money, and try to be great where I'm at and have great self-awareness. And so if that's, hey, I'm not ready to be a head coach at 27, 28 years old, no thanks but no thanks. It'll happen on down the road, or, when I've had opportunities for, generational wealth, that's good for some, but it wasn't good for me at the time. And don't screw up happy. Be great where you're at. The grass is greener where you're watering it, and your life will be favored. To me, if you keep your head down, you bring value, you have a sense of thankfulness and appreciation for whatever opportunities you got, and you always keep the mindset of, I'm not entitled to anything, and I get what I earn. And sometimes that's anti-world thinking, and that's okay. That's just my opinion on again what it should look like. And I've lived a favored life, as a result of that.
Brent, how do you guys balance, a more traditional model of developing young players and seeing how they improve over the course of years, and always having an eye on the future versus